everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Dungeons, Dice and Dudes, where we take those three things, mix them together, and magic happens. I am your DM, Briggsy, just in case that's not been evident the past however many episodes we've done.
Who are you?
30, right?
Who am I?
This is 31.
This is 31. Oh wow!
Yeah.
There you go. Whew. I don't really pay attention to that. I just record it, write the story, and let it go into the world.
How can numbers be real if our eyes aren't real?
Deep
We should
question.
end the episode then.
Yeah, could we cut now? So we are down a player today, unfortunately. Tim is up in the north, so he might as well be in hell. Nah, I don't know. North's alright. What is the north? Where does the north start?
Grave.
Reading.
London.
Reading?
Yeah.
Really?
For me, yeah.
Oh. Well, that was like an official
North
thing.
of Reading.
South End upwards.
It is officially, to me, yeah.
Yeah, but you were speaking with such like gravitas. I was like, oh, he knows something.
That's why he's so successful, because he speaks with such
I
confidence.
trick people.
Actually, do you know what? You say
He's
that
actually a bit
he's,
of a pickup artist.
you say that he's successful. You've got a pretty decent podcast on the go, don't you, Danilo? I'm mixing it up and throwing to you.
Love that.
I do indeed, thank you very much. It's called Thinking Critically, a D&D discussion where we take a single word or topic and discuss what it means in the D&D and wider TTRPG framework. Going into season 4 by the time this airs. Opening with the topic new.
No.
Delightfully abstract. So, check that out.
Wow, there you go. I mean, maybe at some point you can have us on and we can just talk about the campaign when it's done, which hopefully should be at least by September.
Don't say hopefully.
Maybe the topic
For me,
could be
hopefully. Lovely stuff. Now, if you want to continue listening to our slightly lower quality podcast compared to the ever professional Danilo's,
Like 2% lower.
So we've gone from 2 to 0.
you can obviously listen to this on whatever platform you're listening it to. But Si, there's other places they can go, isn't there?
Oh, you are correct, Nathan. There's a whole range of platforms that can be listened to. So, yeah, if you want to start alphabetically, then then why not? Let's say you're listening on Apple Podcasts. We're going to get into Google Podcasts.
Alphabetically.
Yeah, it started alphabetically at A. Then we're going to go into Overcast. We're looking at Amazon Music next. Oh, followed up by Castbox, formerly SoundCloud. Check out my mixtape. Then we're going on to Pocket Casts, Radio Public, last but not least, Stitcher, and then Dad's Pod, finally.
Yeah.
And then, if you need help with your RSS distribution, click here.
There it is.
expertly done, Simon.
Thank you. The list changes every episode.
I might replace you with a robot for next episode and just get a screen.
Is that gonna
I mean, what we could do is just write a list of all the places that this is available and then just put it in like the description for...
That sounds too easy after 30 episodes.
No. It's a good formula, don't change it.
Well, thank you. Now, of course, that's all well and good listening to something, being quite placid, letting it roll over you, wash over you. But maybe there's some of you out there that want to get a little bit more interactive. You want to get into the weeds of it with us. Well, George,
Hey.
how?
Oh, how indeed. If you want to get to know us better, you want to see our faces, you want to be part of the action, then just follow us on social media. You got a few ways of doing it though. Don't forget. You got your Instagrams, Dungeons, Dice and Dudes. You got your Twitters, Dungeons_Dudes. I think that's it.
Yeah.
And we've got YouTube as well.
There
if
you go,
wanna
the most
watch us.
important one.
Yeah,
The most
Dungeons, Dice and
important one.
Dudes. Hit that bell, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Watch our back catalogue, watch our trailers, watch the...
The trailers are
Choice.
fantastique.
Alright, I'll do a trailer again at some point. Alright.
Wow.
Stop it. Stop it.
And there is, of course, a competition on Twitter, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah. Raise the dice. Raise the stakes.
Brand new competition.
Never
No, because the
before.
last one didn't get entered. So
It will never
it
end.
will never end. Guys, what can we all add? Just quickly, what's in your pockets? Check your pockets.
I'll give my wallet away now.
There's your SIM pin. We've got a SIM pin.
Simon's laptop charger.
Simon's laptop charger.
That's only less than a year old. Whatever.
Probably by the end of this session, a half-eaten donut.
Yeah.
A little stale.
Probably an empty tinny. Two empty tinnies.
You don't need that, do you?
It's not
King?
mine, so no.
I'm not sure what that's for.
That's the key to my flat.
Perfect. You have the key to Nathan's flat.
An apartment.
That's an invite to the studio.
Oh, inside the actors studio.
Oh, R.I.P. the guy who used to present that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor now.
Loved him in Arrested Development.
We were on such a high.
We really were vibing. But yeah, tweet us dice, please. These dice are burning a hole in my dice bag.
There you go. Cool.
Your sack.
Oh,
They're just dangling around. Not doing anything.
Just
washing
staying.
about. Right. Well, anyway, I think that rounds up all of our announcements. We've covered everything that we need to cover. Actually, as a quick one, I will be missing my first Sorry, Sign downloaded some stupid anime weeb shit.
You're the one doing curses.
Can't get bullshit no shit.
So our following recording session, I will be away in a different country, and thus it will be the first recording session that I will miss. So I think what we're doing to kind of tide you over is doing a best of
and
bloopers.
cut bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we may all get cancelled, and that's at the end of the
This
campaign.
may be the last episode.
Shit, yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Please tweet for those dice.
But we still wanted to put something out, just so you still had something to kind of listen to. But yeah, just apologies for that. But we can travel now, so got shit to do.
Get you travelling, maybe.
Yeah.
Air miles.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well,
That's some air miles at us.
I'd like my Avios points, please.
that's going to bring us down to the way that we start pretty much every single session, even though Sai forgets, with a recap of the last session. So, I always forget if I have music or if I don't have music for this bit.
You do know.
There's currently no music playing.
Okay.
If that helps you at all.
It doesn't. There you go, music.
Let me just pour out some poppers.
Right.
Popcorn to be.
Any crinkly packets of shit, get it out now. Any tinnies,
Any fig rolls.
sip.
Yeah, on the 24th. Alright.
George, cut that.
No, we'll keep it
Cut
there.
that little bit out. Add that to the
people wanna
bloopers
hear.
one. So, in the last session, the Forsaken were making their way across the eastern expanse towards their goal in Wei-san. Along the way, they had various trials and tribulations, and during that time, they had fought a ghost ship with a bunch of undead on there, and in that process they had lost the life of Kijori and Ulrich as well. God rest Kijori's soul. Ulrich, but as they were winding down for the evening, they heard a loud crack in the deck of the ship, and there was Ulrich, seemingly of his own mind, though had mentioned that he was somewhat guided back here by the traveller, but that's about as much as he kind of touched on. Most of you were kind of just glad to have him back, most of you. You settled down for the evening, kind of left reeling somewhat from Ulrich's sudden appearance. And the following day, you continued with your journey and eventually came upon what seemed to be a submerged top of a tower. Deciding that whilst recent events may cause you to be a little bit more cautious, you are ultimately out here trying to earn some coin, as that is the life of the pirate, and decided to explore it. Making your way down, you eventually found a long, degrading corpse, some gold, some coins, and a sphere on a podium just in front of the corpse. Once the sphere was removed by Ulysses, you were set upon by multiple water elementals. You eventually slayed them, and as Ulysses had pulled the sphere, it let out a wide cacophonous rumble throughout the ocean. Presuming that your work here was done, you made your way back to the surface, climbed back on board the ship, and began to set off away from this area. And that is, to the best of my knowledge, where we left off. So I'm going to turn this down.
We've not gone to bed yet, have we? Like from that same...
No, I believe not. Still the same day, probably a little bit later on in the afternoon, just for the sake of time.
Late afternoon, is it?
Yeah, late afternoon.
I didn't get hurt at that point. Just to let me know.
What a surprise.
You were invisible the whole time. I was looking back at it and I was like, oh man, like they've got a really good swim speed, so it's not because he was flying. Oh, he was invisible the whole time. There you go.
That's what the
I had
defense.
2 questions, just to begin with.
Tell me what you think about me.
On my own diamonds. and
You're
my own
alright.
rings.
You're pretty good.
There you go.
The armour that I took from the corpse,
Yes.
was that half plate? Was that what you said? I can't remember.
Let me.
And it was Mariner's armour, if I remember that correctly.
Yes. Yeah, I believe. Actually, I don't know if Quinn had actually identified it yet. But let me just double check what it was again. I've got it in my notes somewhere. But yes, it was indeed Mariner's armour.
Marinara armour.
Meatball marinara.
Delicious.
Sup, marinara.
6 inch.
Yes, it was half plate. Yeah. Which, just by looking at it, you'd be able to kind of discern that anyway.
Which I think is better than what I've currently.
You had already discussed what you would kind of come up with in terms of monetary value, and Kendrick had already kind of said, we'll split it when we actually make it back to land anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. Figure that out later. But yeah, the rest of the day is yours. Other than that quake ripple throughout the ocean, seems like a relatively clear sky. A little bit cloudy, but nothing too major. No bad weather on the horizon. Yeah, the rest of the day is yours.
Sabine would like to just get out the sending stone that she's got and just message Durgob. Hey Durgob, ignore last message. Bad news, not a problem. How's your journey going? If this is the other guy talking, please put Durgob on. You can reply to this message.
After a little bit of time passes, you eventually hear, oh yeah, hello, I'm supposed to be taking a shit. Managed to get the stone off old matey. Cool, I guess that's good to hear. We're just slowly heading up your way, I suppose. Still don't think they really suspect anything, I guess. But I guess we'll keep each other posted.
Twist was he was actually doing it.
Well, when you sit down after a while, it just
It'll just happen. Well,
yeah.
Just falls out of you. That brown
out.
cable.
What?
Cable, right?
Cool. I can't respond within 24 hours, so I'll respond the following day. But I'll let these guys know. I just spoke to Dargob. He's having a shit. He seems okay. He's alive. Crimson Legion don't seem like they suspect him. So.
That's good.
Just so you'll know. And especially you, Ulrich. You'll really be happy to know that. Right?
I feel quite tired. I need to sleep. Probably all the dying.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Would you like that?
Yeah.
Head below deck. Get a nice damp cloth on that head of yours. And
Yeah.
Don't worry about coming up too soon. Take as much time as you need.
it's really nice of you, Elaine.
Thanks.
Someone who dies as much as a companion here, I feel like he may need the extra rest.
I do die a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't
I'll put a bandana on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's very pirate aesthetic, yes.
Slowly trudges away.
Does anyone have any makeup? Might be good for
I
him.
don't have a disguise kit, no.
I do.
To make him look alive, do you know?
Do you have a disguise
Maybe
kit?
a less
Yeah, I have a
decrepit.
disguise
A bit
kit.
more colour.
Yeah, there's some rouge.
Yeah.
Are you proficient in it, or do you have one? Because I know you'll probably be proficient in it, but
It's
whether or not
under tools.
And the proficiencies and tools, yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be in your inventory if you actually have a kit.
Oh.
I'm
Nah.
pretty sure you bought one. Did you buy one? Because we had this exact discussion like 20 sessions ago. And
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you ended up being like, I'll just buy
Have
one.
it in the inventory.
Well, just add it in there, and we'll say that you've got one. There you go.
Thank you, Dan.
That's all right. I don't
Thank
sweat
you,
the
sir.
small stuff.
And it's all
It's
small
just
stuff.
the diamonds that you keep burning through. That's what I'm worried about.
Did we get any diamonds from the tomb?
Not from what you saw, no.
That would
Kind
have
of got out
nice.
there fairly quick.
Yeah.
No one die, please.
It's a rigged economy, I know.
It's not actually real.
Triangle.
Do you,
Diamonds go to the top.
do you want me to do your makeup, Ulrich? Is that what we were just discussing?
That's okay. I just need to sleep.
Can I do it
Get a
whilst you're
bit of
asleep?
colour in my face.
I can add it to you whilst you sleep if you like.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
keep
Just
dressed.
don't do like the tattoo again.
Oh,
Do better than
Oof.
the tattoo.
Too soon.
what time of day is it?
At this point, probably still about like 3-4 o'clock.
Where's,
It's late.
where's Quinn?
Are we not all together?
Probably drinking wine.
Yeah, like
You're
most of
flying around
the
somewhere.
crew of the
Invisible.
Reef Sprinter have, after initially greeting you back onto the ship, seeing roughly what you've gotten, have all kind of gone back to do their own things. So at the moment, you're all just kind of in a semicircle, just by the mast.
Owen has gone over to like just find a side, so I don't know, for argument's sake, port side to sit, and he's just
Which one is that?
that's one of the sides.
It's on the ship.
Left, I want to say, and he's just examining that letter over and over.
Yeah.
Port's left. And that's sort of occupying his brain space, and yeah, there's other stuff on his mind, obviously, but it's too early in the day for that. So,
Fair enough.
I'd like to approach Quinn. And I've got a bag of holding in one hand and the mariner's, well, the Alma that I haven't identified, kind of like my hands looped through the two armholes. And I'm like, So I got some cool shit, and I'd love to know if it's magic. You can tell me.
The wizard's true calling.
There's two things really. There's this, and I kind of like jostle the armor so it's kind of a bit higher up. It was on the dead guy.
Yes.
Looks slightly better than what I've got, so I thought I'd grab it. And the ball. Don't know what that does, but it seemed to trigger everything.
Yes, of course.
My bad if that's on me. I thought, I'm not typically very impulsive. Normally have a strategy go in, but it looked valuable, so I grabbed it because I thought that's what we were there for. Either way, it's in here, and I'll hold up the bag of holding.
Did you wrap that up in the end?
No, just one hand in the bag.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Put it back in the bag for now.
Yeah, I'm holding the bag up as opposed to the orb.
Yeah.
If you have the means of identifying either of these, I'd really appreciate it.
Yes, I'll spend the afternoon doing so. I don't see any reason why not. I'll go and find. I want to be away, right at the forward of the ship. If there's nobody right at the tippy top.
You mean at the the forward? Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
We're looking at the same image.
Oh yes.
Okay. So you just cast Identify on both of them.
Yeah, which will take 20 minutes.
Cool. Whilst he's doing that, is anybody else doing anything in particular?
Sabine would like to spend an hour creating a new weapon bond with her second dagger. At the moment, she can have two weapon bonds, two separate weapons. I've just realised the flaw in having a weapon bond with a crossbow without the ammo. I would just have a crossbow.
You could chuck it.
I'm going to change that to have a weapon bond with my dagger of venom and the bloodrot dagger. Just spend an hour doing that ritual.
Sure thing.
Power stance in.
Yeah. Just summon them and just.
I'll be standing maybe 10 foot away from Quinn, behind a mast, just kind of just leaning up against it and just kind of watching, but inconspicuously, just really pretty impatiently, just
I can't do it if you're watching.
I'll be doing it far enough away that hopefully you don't notice.
And sorry, just finishing up. Okay. Right. So you cast Identify, which I think you've described before, but I mean, if you want to add a little stank on it.
Nah.
No.
It's a factory line at this point.
It's got a slightly purple-ish hue to it, and there's lots of.
What's the colour of time?
circles.
Purple.
Yeah, I guess.
Green, right?
There you go.
No, colour's purple. Time's purple.
Time's
How does
healing.
How does time taste?
Like Rabina.
Wait, did I
Oh
just say
no,
time
Coke
tastes
just
purple?
released something like this.
Intergalactic.
Yeah, apparently it tastes like shit.
It just tastes like Coke with a
Into our
a
sponsors.
dribble of berries.
Fanta.
Berries and burnt popcorn, I believe, is the taste
Of time.
of the
Should be.
universe.
Whoa.
Anyway,
What do I
D&D.
Right, so the first one, Mariner's armor. What did I just say it was? Half plate armor. You'll have to find this in D&D Beyond. I think it's in there. But yeah, while wearing this armor, you have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. In addition to that, when you start your turn underwater with 0 hit points, the armor causes you to rise 60 feet towards the surface.
Oh, that's so useful.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
very good for underwater combat. But yeah, the actual armor itself, primarily black, but there is this kind of gold green inlay of what looks like a serpent or various serpents kind of running all over it, kind of wrapping around it. The crystal
Yeah, I don't want to touch it.
You don't want to touch it.
No, I want to.
You just let him roll it onto the floor.
I take a bit of fabric and wrap my hand in the fabric and then put both in the bag of holding to pull out.
Okay, so you don't touch it,
Crystal Versace.
but you cast this spell on it. And you are almost immediately overwhelmed. Like normally when you cast Identify on something, it kind of gives off this like faint glow of whatever the magical item is, and from there you are able to extract its elements. When you do that with this orb, as you're looking at it, you can see that there is like a slight slit down the middle, and it's got this almost like orangish hue either side of this slit. As you cast Identify on it, the slit sharpens and the orange around it kind of is almost blinding to you as you're looking at it. This is whatever this is. You get the impression from it that this is referred to as a cloven crystal.
Cloven crystal.
Yep. It is incredibly old magic, kind of pre what I've misquoted my own lore, I apologise, but the Cataclysm prior to that, it's pre that, so it's very old. And I don't know what school of magic this would lie into, but it is almost like something to unseal something.
A key.
Kind of. It's not something that you can necessarily use, but it's very powerful, it's very old, and it seems to recognise that it's being looked at.
Wrap it up and put it straight back in the bag.
Okay.
So then, well, I turn around to leave and so you're like waiting.
I'm just there. Like,
oh, you were there the whole time. The armour is what it is. You'll find it useful should we ever find ourselves deep underwater again, which I certainly hope not, to be frank.
the next few days, if it's going to come in handy, it'll be then.
I'm counting the moments until we're back on dry land, to be honest with you. And the other thing appears to be some ancient artifact, very old, very ancient, potentially some kind of key. It resonated with my magic, so I'm a bit reticent to investigate any further.
Okay. Valuable then.
Absolutely, to the right buyer, but most people would probably not understand quite.
Conjuration. Apologies.
Okay. Well, mission accomplished in that case, I suppose.
Yes.
It's just, I would say with any antiques, it's a matter of finding the right buyer.
Indeed. Perhaps there's someone in Stonehaven who might be able to clarify things for us.
I hope so. I'd love to.
But we should keep it in the bag until then.
Sure.
Definitely 100% don't let Ulrich near it.
No. It's not being a dick, but it's mine. I got it. It's not his.
Keep it, please.
Gonna build my baggins.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. Good. And I'll don my new armour.
Nice.
Cool.
So,
As you're doing that, I'm like, usual caveats apply about curses. You might be cursed, but you're halfway there now, so do you want to get a strap? Or
And I'm there kind of like, it's kind of already, not tightened up, but just on, and I'm like, oh, of course. No, it's on. It's I get a good vibe from it. The guy that was wearing it before, he didn't fare too well, but, surrounded by wealth, how bad could he have been?
Okay. So with that, you attune to the armour. I'll let you sort all of that out on D&D Beyond. And yeah, time passes, slowly pushes into the evening. Anything from anybody in particular?
I'll help. I'll take the liberty to help prepare a little supper without
Missing
Why are
it.
you a Tim Burton character all of a sudden?
Okay, so you help Ronan.
That's the one. I always think it's Roman for some reason.
What, Ronan Reigns?
Roman, like Nicki
That's his
Minaj's Rodrigo.
What, he's
every song.
fisting?
He does that with his glove.
He cocks his arm.
That's what he does before he punches someone.
Yeah. He warms up his forearm because it's a bit cold.
Yeah.
Burst through that ceiling.
You gotta get right up in the chin.
You know how Cavill like reloads his biceps? This is him
He cocks one arm.
his cock is one arm.
So you help Ronan prepare a supper. I would like you to make a survival check for me.
It's gonna be
The crew died.
the most shit ass smell you've ever eaten. Oh, actually, I have a +4. 7.
Wow, that changes everything. So you prepare the meal.
Distracted.
Yeah, somewhat distracted by recent events. As you start dishing it out, Ronan, who has almost become somewhat accustomed to your culinary skills, kind of doesn't quite oversee everything that you do or put in there. But you dish it up. You all sit down, enjoy your meal.
Just before we go to dinner, Sabine likes us to do a recce of any mirrors on the boat.
Mirrors.
Yeah, there's a reason. We'll get into it.
I mean, you can make an investigation check.
14.
14. So, out of everybody, you find that Schmidt has a mirror in some of his belongings.
I don't want to rifle through stuff.
Oh,
No, just like
just loose.
just loose, like around.
Nowhere, just around.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'd then like to go and do Ulrich's makeup whilst he's asleep.
Okay.
Make him look like a pretty little orc girl. Nice bit of blusher on the cheeks.
Okay.
Heavy contour. Red lip,
Yeah.
brows. I mean, yes, it's a disguise kit, but fuck that. I'm gonna
Like,
make him look
I'm hoping
pretty.
faded brows.
Yeah.
But the fade is like a centimetre.
I want it to be really thin brows, like old school, like noughties brows. You know?
Okay. Well,
Rachel Weisz.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
first of all, I'd like you to roll a stealth check to sneak up onto Ulrich without being perceived.
Stealth, you say?
22. Okay. Next up, it is then a sleight of hand check.
19.
Okay. So makeup's going surprisingly well. I say surprisingly, you apply your own makeup. Some of the features of an orc are somewhat different to your own, so it does take a little bit of kind of fine tuning. Finally, I would like you to make another stealth check, but with disadvantage.
Okay.
That's cheeky.
It's one thing to sneak up to someone, it's another thing to continue to draw on their
Yeah, but
face.
it's Ulrich who probably
18.
sleep on a bed of nails.
18.
18.
Some people find that therapy.
Okay. His passive perception is dog shit. So even though, as you're applying his makeup, you can see his eyes through the translucent eyelids.
Oh,
Oh, that's so
The
gross.
idea of him like being slack Jordan, dribbling slightly, making it run a little bit just off the like he's a messy like.
Like as I'm applying the lipstick, a bit of his lips just rotten and it just pierces through. And I just pause and like, and then just pull out. And it's like, it's fine.
Yeah, there's no blood, so you can just carry on. And other than like, other than minor stirs, you are able to complete your masterpiece without him arising.
Just a little kiss on the forehead, and then back up top for dinner.
As you turn around, you just see Hilden there. It's just staring at you.
He actually asked for me to do this before he went to sleep. Honestly, I'm not even lying.
Yeah, sure. Make a deception check.
Because he kind of asked, but didn't really. Ooh! 15. That's pretty bad, actually, for me.
Such a good idea.
Normally.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Actually ashamed how well ingrained that is.
Hey, they had some belters, so can't deny them dubs.
I'll try. Should do my utmost.
She kind of stands there for a moment or so, kind of reading you, and
So he makes it sexual. It's like,
just continues to stare and goes, ha ha ha, and then just walks away.
just do I read that as that she believed me, or do I read that as nah, she was having none of that?
Make an insight check.
What a fucking incredible response.
13.
13. I mean, you haven't had too many encounters with Hilden, and she doesn't really put a lot of expression out there. So, I mean, yeah, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I go and join everyone else's dinner.
As everybody starts to eat their dinner, if I could get all of you to make Constitution saving throws for me.
Are we getting wasted?
No, it's your shit cooking.
Oh, that's
hang on.
not good.
Remember, you get a +4.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
So I've got an 11. You did 15.
She's good.
So, Sai?
Or that's 11.
Sorry, Owen, 11. Quinn,
21.
21. Sabine, 10.
17. However, I am immune to disease. If that helps.
That's fine. It wasn't a particular. Actually, I got
So
a
if
roll
it's
for
food poisoning. Don't think so. These bowels are not being subject.
Just got to pull up. Decree.
Do you need Ulrich to roll as well?
He's not there. Sleeping.
Sleeping off?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't eat anyway.
Hanging.
Oh,
When
yeah.
he tries
Doesn't he?
to, it just mashes in his mouth.
Falls
I
out
just
his
imagine it's like, like in Casper, when they eat,
Yeah.
and there's...
Pirates of the Caribbean when he
That,
drinks
that
them.
hole that he's got in
yeah.
the back of his.
You must start believing in ghost stories, Miss Swan.
Am I saying that right? Yes, you're saying that correctly.
She's fine.
He's rushing it.
Okay. So you all sit down. You start eating your food. Any kind of discussions that take place?
Wayne, are you responsible for this dross?
I must say, yes, I did help Ronan cook and maybe...
I thought you were about to apologise.
Well, I'm getting to it. I just thought you need to know my reasons.
No, I don't need to. I'm not quick to pass judgment. But this is what? Did we upset you?
I must say we are nearing the end of our travels, so maybe supplies aren't in appropriate quantities to create
There's
a
plenty here.
sat-
Is this because of the leather? I'm really sorry for this.
Maybe I
I
am
had
a
no
little
hand in that.
bit distracted.
Actually, I'm not sorry about it.
Is it because Ulrich keeps coming back to life?
That does, actually, if you'd excuse me. And he goes over and is just over the side of the ship, just trying to take in some air. It's all a little bit much for a young
As you
Wayne.
kind of step away and you've got a little bit of quiet to yourself, you just hear a in your stomach.
Pretty good.
That was really good.
Sounds like me every day.
Yeah. And you feel an immense pressure on your sphincter.
Oh, okay.
From which side?
Not felt sick.
Or it's just a prank, bro.
You, Sabine, also feel a slight pressure on your posterior. Kendrick, Dahlia, and Hilden seem to be fine, and whilst it didn't taste particularly good for Quinn and Ulysses, you're just like, nah, it's not great. Ronan shits himself,
No.
having rolled a natural one. He just kind of, you just see him like playing around with it a little bit, and a look of shock. He was, because of Owain's previous prowess with the cooking, he kind of left most of it to him. So he shits himself, and Smith also runs towards one of the sides of the deck and just straight away pulls his trousers down and just kind of hangs off, holding on to the other side of the railing.
See a vein on his forehead.
There's no vein because it just comes straight out.
How's the smell? Pretty bad, I imagine.
It's the smell.
For a few moments or so, as Smith kind of lets it fall off, just like
At least it's not just, pebble dash on the side of the boat. I'm
Is it going in the windows?
I'm
Roll to attack.
I'm gonna make myself take myself below deck before it happens.
I mean, yeah. Whereabouts?
I mean, is that the where the bathroom is?
there's like
Chamber
Like-
pots.
Yeah, I need to find a pot.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you go, you find a pot somewhere down below deck, and
Blow my brains out.
yeah, let it flow. But yeah, the smell resides for a little bit, but given the speed at which the ship is travelling, it kind of wafts it away somewhat.
Oh, goodness.
The high seas.
Quinn, can you do anything about this?
Sure, it's not that bad, guys.
It's very unpleasant.
Everyone's shitting themselves.
As Schmidt's there, I'll kind of gingerly approach and like pat him and cast Lesser Restoration.
Yeah. As you kind of like pat him on the shoulder, he's like, "Oh, don't worry about this. This isn't the first time I've had this situation happen, and it probably won't be the last. I tell you that."
Oh, wow.
Any ill effects, and as I like tap him, there's like a warmth.
Yeah. The warmth washes over him, and with that one last, and he's like, "Oh, I feel slimmer already. Thanks for that."
Yeah.
Just kind of hops back on. It's like, shit.
Hopefully that's the last of it for you. Sorry about him. He's
Don't even worry about it. It happens from time to time. You eat some weird shit out here. I'll tell you that much for certain. If we ever set foot on one of these islands, you better watch out. You'll be shitting artichokes for the rest of the day, I'll tell you.
I'm not sure what that means, but that sounds bad.
Yeah. Right, well, I need to find something to wipe my ass, so I'll be back in a bit. And he just waddles away.
I picture you chatting and it's just dripping.
Like just holding his trousers up.
running down his leg, just like.
Nah, it was all just straight out. Just a little
Enough of
dab.
a projectile.
Yeah.
But he hasn't committed to fully pulling his trousers up.
No, he is just, his arse is out. He's just got them like up, covering his winger.
Oh,
And it's just
yeah.
yeah.
It's basically shaft down his trouser.
Yeah.
Right.
All been there. Yeah. There you go. That's what you lot tune in for. Just a load of
Dwarf ass.
Toilet humour.
yeah.
Once I'm done, I'm gonna show my face again. A little bit embarrassed.
Did you soil yourself, Owain?
Much to your chagrin, no. Quinn, I managed to find a chamber pot in time.
Just scattergun. Magic missile it.
I do apologise for the
Word sharp.
lackadaisical culinary experience. It's just I know it's not an excuse, but there is stuff on my mind.
Yeah, you've been a little bit off. What's up?
Is it because you keep dying?
Well, Quinn, it's funny you should say that. It is something that plays on my mind, that there are times I have been very close to death, and they are moments that I've pondered where I've thought I'd meet her, and you probably are aware of who I'm alluding to, and it's just a dark void of emptiness. And it's happened a couple of times now.
That's before you're properly dead, though, right?
Well, that is the hope that sort of clings on to me. Not that I wish my life to be a short one. There is still a mission at hand, and personal effects that need resolving. But it does make one question their faith, but I'm aware that a lot of people on my path have this, Sayri used to tell me, do not put all my faith in my faith. And maybe she was onto something, but a lot of my life has come and gone where that's what I've clung to get me through, so who knows, maybe there's change afoot.
Pat him on the shoulder and just say, your time will come.
Yes.
Will for us all. The faith is not in the divine, but in us carrying out the will, us doing what we must.
Yes, I do wish to carry on my mission for at least another century, so there's still time, but
That's a lot of time.
well, I feel like it's a nice round number. As it were.
I can't speak for those touched by the Infernal. I'm not familiar with their lifespan, but
It's like 80.
yeah, another cent. You've got loads
Probably
of
not
time.
now profession.
I have passed 50 passings of the planets, and
Hang on, you're 50,
well, yes.
but you look like. Never mind.
I just,
Oh, you're an elf.
yes. Due to my age, due to my race, I've had a experienced yet inexperienced time on this planet, and it falters your mental capacity, but
Listen, just as a personal favour, I'd love it if you didn't bring up how much time you have again, because I'm very aware of my mortality as a human.
I apologise.
No, it's not your fault. It makes me feel really sad.
Part of my distant relatives' legacy was integration with other cultures, and there are things that I must admit that the race on my father's side was a bit insensitive to everyone else. So
The culinary arts.
it trickles down to me. Yes, I'm afraid my cooking skills are
No, they're mostly
only
fine.
a decade
They're mostly fine.
removed from the temple, but well, I feel like I've spoken enough about myself one evening.
I mean, it's a little unlike you, and it's that more than anything is kind of cause for concern on my part that you're quite so happy to discuss. Your troubles really must be weighing on you if you're opening up to the likes of us.
I do feel as if day one until now you have all. It is apparent that I am troubled of things from my past, that I have not fully indulged with you, and I appreciate the concern of, well, maybe I'd be brazen to call you my friends, as it's not a relationship I've experienced in 5 decades, but...
How long have we been travelling at this point, Dan? Since I've joined the party.
Since you've joined the party, maybe a month?
I would say, having crossed swords with some dastardly folk, having the likes of all of this lot at my back, I dare say I wouldn't be here were it not for you all. Friends, I feel, is a very appropriate word. Quinn may not agree.
He is a tough nut to crack, but I was not put on this earth to make friends, and...
Well, don't rule that out, though. It's a huge part of why we're here, is just to touch the lives of those we encounter, for better or worse. While Quinn may be reticent to call us friends and a bit more than comrades or compatriots, I dare say Ulrich would welcome us as such. Sabine, in fact, would likely... You saw how broken she was by Ulrich's passing. That doesn't happen for no reason.
Yes. Perhaps it's... Maybe I am being a bit too forthcoming, but the only person I consider a friend and a mentor was someone that I did have to abandon. And maybe that's not something I want to go through again. So I'm hesitant, and I appreciate a somewhat distance I've felt in this party, especially from our man Quinn.
Yeah, he just hates any religious folk, though. He's got a disdain for something he can't,
I understand.
If he can't read it in a book and see a tangible link, X equals Y, then it doesn't work for him, which is fine. It doesn't have to, but hold on to the fact that we live in a world where gods and their existence is not a matter of faith. It is known. The deities are there. They provide you and I strength. Quinn's naysaying is academic.
Thank you, Ulysses. I think that is what I needed to hear, and I appreciate any help that may come our way in the future. I do not understand the reason why this letter that has caused me so much bother was withheld from me, but I appreciate the thought that it may harm me. And he gets up and he walks back over to the side of the ship.
He's gonna shit again.
just to breathe this time.
I'll,
No shitting.
I'll assuming you're gonna shit, make a hasty retreat.
Is anybody else on deck at this moment in time?
I imagine we weren't there during that conversation.
No.
So I've
Probably like within eye shot, but not close by.
if they've been talking for a while, I've taken you below deck to show you Ulrich. And be like,
Oh,
just laughing at him. Just like, I did that.
side to side.
There he is. Yeah. He didn't notice anything.
I suppose he looks passably alive.
He looks prettier, like like you know, like a pretty little orc.
For sure. That might, on second thoughts, that might be good for the next couple of days. But then when we hit landfall, we might actually want to think.
Dress him up a bit.
Yeah.
Think of some ideas.
Incognito as possible.
No sacks over his head like we did in Luxem though. Yeah.
No.
But no, I'll do his makeup. Yeah.
In fact, if I got the hat, I think it ended up back with me.
Probably still got the hat, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'll just leave it on his. Throw it on it. He can wake up to the hat.
As you're the only one on the deck at the moment, other than Dahlia, who's steering the ship, it's a relatively clear sky, but make a perception check for me.
I also want to, with the perception check, want to see how the moon's looking tonight. 17.
You do hear a low but growing and slowly gets louder and louder, and you kind of start to look around, and as you do look up and you see just above you what looks to be a sky ship going above and heading in the direction that you're heading.
I'll trace it across the platform of the boat and head up towards Dahlia, checking to see if she notices.
Yep. You say,
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about that?
as she's like staring, yeah, it's a sky ship. You know, you don't just travel by boats. You know, you can fly places.
Okay. Sorry.
You know, there are birds too. They fly.
We got.
Is it? Sorry if it's something I may have said or done to.
No, I love
Cause
watching
it's
everybody
right.
shit themselves. It's great.
But you must understand that wasn't. That wasn't my intention with the food.
I mean, I'd be kind of concerned if your intention was to make everybody you're on a ship with shit themselves. That'd be kind of weird.
So why act as if it was my intention when you could just be forgiving?
That sounds more like a religion thing. All I saw is that you cooked food, it caused everybody to shit their pants. I'm just gonna leave you alone for a bit, okay? And the fact that, you know, something flying in the sky is like, ooh. Anything else?
Dahlia, I did enjoy our time travelling together. I thought you were a good companion.
I wish I could say the same to you.
Is there anything I could have done better tonight, notwithstanding?
I mean, I guess just be less creepy. Like, you've just got a bit of a weird, like, energy around you, you know? Like, I get that you're religious and you're on, like, a journey or something, but, you know, just, nobody cares.
Is it my lack of social interaction for the last 50 years may have stunted me peer to peer, so I have heard a lifetime's worth of offence against my personability in the last few months, so glad to see it's not falling on deaf ears or closed eyes. I appreciate.
Is that a passage or something?
She's breaking your balls, bro.
Anyway, I'm going to go see if I can bring Kajori back to life, so I'll see you in the morning.
Okay, sure. Let me know if you see any big things in the sky again.
Oh.
Poor me. He's having a night. He's having a night.
Now, in answer to your question
Yeah.
about the moon, it's...
Correlation.
You just saw a carbon dollar inside. It's cool, right?
It's not just a big torch in the sky. Currently, it's a crescent approaching a wherever it is.
Waxing or waning or some shit.
Yeah, sorry. Let me just pull up just another thing that I have to know about.
Okay, alright. What time is it?
Jeez, you want to know everything, don't you? Pull your bloody watch out.
Yeah, I'm going to put out my...
Pocket sundial.
yeah, my pocket sundial.
At night.
You just look at Dolly and it's just like, fuck it out.
It's sky.
As you pull out your half moon spectacles.
Okay, so the moon is currently a waning crescent,
Okay.
Oh.
right?
Sagittarius
Brian Cox.
fire or something.
And at this point now, after dinner, after people shitting their pants, I would say it's probably, for the sake of brevity, it is just about to turn midnight.
Okay, I'm going to make my way up to their crow's nest.
Okay, you make your way up there. There is no Hilden there.
Okay. I'm actually quite surprised about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was fully expected to see her there.
yeah. Make a.
We slept together for 2 weeks, so...
Boy! That's a bold statement.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, come on.
Cordially.
As you're up there, just make a quick, perception check for me.
Look at this. 9.
9. Don't worry about it.
Looks dark.
It's pretty dark actually.
Yeah.
With the moon kind of in waning crescent, there isn't a tremendous amount of light up in the crow's nest, other than whatever light you would have brought up yourself. But yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, it's time to ask the gods for a favour.
Oh.
Okay. Well, so first of all, so
me God.
that's the
Yeah.
yeah, and then you roll the other one, the singular digit, to see what else you get. So specifically, what is it that you're asking for again?
I would like to bring Kajori back to life.
Okay. Okay.
Next to it, right?
Yeah, is it that one?
Yeah. 5 on one side, then yeah.
This one first.
So yeah,
Big
Well,
and then
shit.
Makes sense.
Oh,
Is it less exciting?
build it up a little bit.
Okay.
That's good. Quite.
That one.
Yep. So you want a 1 or a 0?
A 1 or a 0.
Oh yeah.
Give yourself guidance.
It's not.
No.
Just roll the other one. Just why not? What's the number?
5.
Yeah, the total.
Oh, total would be 65.
65. Okay. Close.
shame.
Nah, 11.
Oh shit!
What are you trying to beat?
I need to get
Less than
11 or below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even at level 20, it's like. Oh no, level 20.
Level 20, there is
You get
yeah.
once per week or something like that.
Yeah.
You can.
You
You can just
succeed
do it.
automatically for 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, God.
So let's stay on the
Some shit,
boat
mate.
for another 9 levels.
Well, in 2 weeks, probabilistically, you should get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just like training montage to level up. And then.
Well, yeah, how many days have we got left? 2. So I have 2 more attempts because I fucked Queen Kaduri back to life on land.
Just give up on him, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me. I'm walking back, kicking rocks.
Yeah, so
say
you
that.
Yeah.
you once again push out your will, trying to connect to the moon, to your deity, and whilst you do still feel that kind of connection, just unfortunately there is just some sort of misalignment between yourself and her. She is not able to help you on this time.
What shitting you've been doing.
Shit out my faith.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Oh no.
Nobody move.
Like an REM song or something.
So once I've climbed down from the crow's nest, I'm just sort of wallowing around and I just look at Dahlia. Just gonna look at.
You have a nice time up there?
I don't even. I just look away. I'll carry on. Oh. I'm just gonna fucking jump in the sea, mate.
Fucking see.
Okay.
No, don't do that. We need a healer.
So with that, night falls. Oh yes. Before that though, Sabine.
Ooh, shit.
Okay. In the middle of the night, you hear floorboards or the boards of the ship creaking. You kind of don't immediately think anything of it, but slowly but surely you kind of peek around and you see slowly creeping towards you Hilden with what looks to be like a bucket of some sort. She seems to be creeping
It's my
towards you.
shit.
I just,
You can do the hand in it.
not to scare her too much, but I just straight away summon one of my daggers and just hold it strapped in front of me at her, like, what the fuck? Oh, okay, it's not for me.
It was.
Oh, right.
It's fine now.
Who should we use it for now? What were you going to do to me? Put my hand in the water and piss myself? Is that the...
No. Look, and it's just like it just looks like it's filled with some black pasty substance.
Oh, is that orange shit? What is that?
It's just tar.
Oh. Are you going to tar and feather me? It's like 3 a.m. What the fuck?
Shame.
Okay, well, don't throw it on me, please.
Well, you're awake now.
That wouldn't be fun for anyone.
So who?
Probably. It's either Ulysses or it's gonna be Ulrich. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's Ulrich. Yeah, Ulrich.
Shimmies to like the next one over. It just slowly goes up to him and just.
Do you need any help?
Nope. Just slowly, just trickles it onto him like she's just pouring golden syrup on some pancakes that look dead. Just slowly
Dead pancakes.
covers
Is
him.
his hat covered in syrup? Oh, sorry.
It would do actually.
Yeah.
She just puts it on the floor next to him. just goes back over to her bunk and just pulls out like a sack
Really
that's just
Not
got
me
a
cons-
various assortment of feathers. Some of them look like they could belong to chickens, some of them look like they belong to eagles, and she just
Why is she taking Ulrich's personality?
Have you ever heard of the Traveller? Or do you have a god or something already?
I just thought this is something that you lot did.
Well, Ulrich does a lot, but you know, if you ever need a deity that backs that kind of thing, you should. Once Ulrich's cleaned himself up, talk to him about it. He might have someone of interest.
I believe in nature, but just walks away.
That woman will never stop surprising me. Let's just go back to sleep.
Okay.
I love her.
She's great.
Sorry, Tim.
I'm so glad you didn't chase me.
Oh,
I was walking out like,
Ulysses looks like a massive chicken.
All right. Otherwise, the rest of the night is uneventful. You'll get a long rest. You get your hit points back, spell slots back, whatever might be missing, you get it back.
Yeah, boy.
Apart from Ulrich's soul.
R.I.P. that.
synchronous
Take it or leave it.
So yeah, brand new day. Rob, roll that D10 for me, baby.
Oh, yeah.
5. Okie dokie.
Five.
So, as you're progressing on this day, starts off not too bad, relatively calm, clear skies. The clouds have kind of cleaned up a little bit. But as you start progressing along further after another couple of miles or so, the clouds do start to take a bit of a turn. They start to darken, a bit of a swirl begins to emerge. You can see that most of the crew are actually starting to kind of batten down a lot of the rope out on the deck of the ship, moving a lot of the cargo, any kind of existing barrels that were on the deck of the ship itself, moving those downstairs. And before long, the ship itself is pretty much battered by a storm that is slowly kind of swelled in from the port side.
It is.
I would volunteer to help it move stuff as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
However, once stuff seems pretty secure and the crew are doing their thing, I'd want to kind of position myself by the mast and take in as much of the storm as I could.
Yeah.
I understand it'd probably be like a lot of jostling, but I would kind of position myself in such a way that I can brace myself against something and try to pray to the storm lord.
Okay. So as everybody else is kind of running around you, you do see kind of like slight flashes of lightning across the sky. As you kind of take a moment to brace yourself against the mast, what is it that you're kind of projecting?
It is a kind of, it's looking for guidance to an extent because there seems to be a lack of my current, like the oath that I've taken isn't sticking. What I've kind of strived for, striven, no, strived for, strove. What I've been like kind of pursuing is bringing me nothing but misery, and I don't see the value in what I'm doing at all. So it's not me wanting to break my oath. I don't want to be an oathbreaker. I still want to serve, but I feel like this path is wrong for me. I feel like there are wrongs that I've seen on this journey alone that I want to make right, and I don't feel like I'm powerful enough to do so, or I have the right kind of skills to do.
So as you're contemplating all of this, kind of trying to like push it out into the the material plane and to your god, you hear a bell ring out above. You see Hilden shout down, there's an island not too far that way. We could probably take shelter there, maybe get out of the brunt of this storm. And as she kind of like points to where it is, you look out. Make a perception check for me.
17.
17. You see this island, which seems to have like a kind of a single mountain mass in kind of the center of this island, and there is several flashes of lightning. As there is, you swear that you briefly see the image of Cord, kind of like framing this island for a moment.
I'll just kind of look up and be like, yeah, sounds good. Let's go there.
So they start to pull it around to the starboard, bringing it around, and as they slowly kind of push through the seas, you get a little bit closer, and you see that it almost seems like the storm itself, like the eye of it, is actually centered above this island, as it kind of like swirls around the ocean surrounding this island. But as you slowly kind of pull in, it eases up, the actual seas themselves ease up a little bit, probably enough to kind of send out a boat, but yeah, still pouring it down, flashes of thunder and lightning everywhere. But yeah.
Okay. If at any point there's an opportunity to dive overboard with a rope or something and help pull stuff, I'll do that.
Yeah. So
new armour as well. But yeah.
so they released two rowboats to kind of take most of the crew aboard. They get it as close as they can and set anchor, and as they kind of help pull the ships up onto the shore of this island, it's relatively sparse. There's like a good amount of beachhead before it descends into forestation, but yeah, loads of wind kind of whipping everything around, and just the continuing flashes of thunder and lightning. The captain kind of yells out to most of his crew, right, you know what to do, fan out, see what you can find, collect as many supplies as possible. We try and batten down whatever we can throughout tonight and just dig deep. But to you lot, don't get us into any trouble that's going to kill us. Sound good?
We'll do our best.
There you go.
We're pretty shy,
Cool. And they start to fan out with various kind of satchels on them. Smit and Ronan. Hilden heads off by herself, and then Dahlia and Kendrick as well partner up.
I want to go with Hilden.
You want to go Hilden?
Yeah.
Are we leaving our work on the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll say that you, because of the state that it was in, you just tied him up. He's probably like hanging upside down as the hammock has like overswung.
Yeah. Just dripping tar. And
just like we come back, he's like glued to the floor. I'll approach Owain and say, I feel like the only person here that will understand this is you.
Agreed.
The mountain in the centre of the island. I need to go there.
This is a calling.
Yes. In perhaps the most literal sense. I saw Cord at the precipice.
I am so happy for you, my brother.
You're free. You're welcome to join if you like. I don't imagine Quinn will be too interested, but I'll extend the invitation regardless.
If it doesn't benefit his material self, then I don't see him being a factor in our journey.
Quinn!
Everybody thinks they know you.
Oh, okay.
Who's going to shout out?
Everybody hates Quinn.
Is Quinn relatively
hates
close?
Quinn.
Is he relatively close by?
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll call out and kind of give you a wave.
You can come with me and Hilden.
I'm going to the top of the mountain.
Okay, where are you and Hilton going?
Don't know. It's probably going to be weird, but you're welcome to join.
Both sound quite weird.
Adult situations, religious situations.
Why are you going to the mountain?
God stuff.
Ah,
You're welcome to join. If not, I fully understand.
As a man who seeks to understand, I thought you'd like to see what a pilgrimage looks like.
Fuck that. Across the
boring.
Already sink and run.
Yes, it's a real tough decision to make right now. Then perhaps we should keep our efforts divided equally.
That's a great way of playing it.
Yeah.
By all means.
Do you remember our talk, Owen, which we had nary a few nights ago around?
My brain has been a bit scattered recently. Could you refresh my memory?
You'll know. You'll know when the time comes.
Have faith.
That's all you had to say.
Right. Owen, will you do me the honour of joining me?
Swings his hammer around needlessly, pops it on his back, grabs the shield.
I
Let's go.
whistle, and out from the undergrowth, Monty arrives. I cast Summon Steed. Find Steed, shall I say. And I'll kind of hoist myself up and put my arm down for Owain. Hoist him onto the back and we ride off.
Before you go, if you guys need any help,
I'm not sure what awaits me, but you see up there?
Yeah.
I saw my god's. You remember the big statues?
Yeah.
I saw his face
Ooh.
in the storm. So I'm going there.
Shit. Oh,
Yes.
good luck.
Thank you. I hope I come back.
We don't hear from you in don't know why I'm looking at
Well,
my
if
wrist. I don't have a watch.
If I'm not back by morning, please come look for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Godspeed.
Oh, very good.
This guy. Right.
And now we're splitting the party.
Have fun.
Equal now though, 2 on 2, so everybody has fun all the time.
Hey, yep. Okay, so we'll start off with probably what will be a little bit easier. So Sabine and Hilden
And Quinn.
and then you two are heading up deeper into the bush towards the
To try
mountain.
and find the centre of the island to hopefully, like Elden Ring style, jump up around the edges of the cliffs.
So for Sabine, Quinn, and Hilden, what is it that is there anything in particular that you're doing, that you're looking out for, that you're
Following
trying?
these ladies.
Yeah.
You're just following
These
these.
fine ladies.
Yeah. Just helping Hilden. I want to ask her a load of questions. We don't have to go through all of them as our pace, but
If there happens to be rum involved.
yeah, there'll be some boozing probably.
So as Hilden's making her way along, you can just see her fairly effortlessly
Brown?
spot various
What's it now?
vegetation, berries, kind of bark, various things that she picks up and is like kind of almost like cataloguing, like this we can use for health potions if we get enough of them. This would be quite useful as spell components, and just keeps going along, picking things up.
She's good.
Striding
Yeah.
forwards.
Where did you learn all this stuff? Like, did you go to like a school for this, or?
I learnt most of this from my tribe in the Northern Expanse back in Esteros.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
It's impressive. I mean, I don't really know things in that much depth apart from like poison and killing and things like that. So.
There's more to nature than just poisons and killing.
It happens a lot though, right, in nature?
Nature can kill,
Yeah.
but it can also be a beautiful thing. Such as this right now. She kind of like gestures up to like the whirring sky. Like you can see that some of the trees are like starting to like bow a little bit, and there's like constant flashes of lightning. She's just like beautiful.
Kind of scary, but yeah, I guess so.
Can we get some coconuts and bananas?
You can make.
None of you got the stuff for food ticket.
I'd like to look for some coconuts or bananas. I would like you to make a. So either you can make an investigation check by yourself, or you, George, as you're gesturing towards me, if you would like to make one yourself or give him advantage, it's entirely up to you.
You can point
Actually,
Just lots of pats on the back.
Yeah.
yeah. If you're just looking for these particular items, investigation.
Yeah, I'll just draw the bananas. Unless you also look for coconuts and bananas.
No, you can.
15.
15.
Investigation.
No, yeah, I'm looking at this.
Yeah, you have to know something to be able to hate it.
Yeah. Awful. Sorry.
You right there, Si?
Yeah, well, if he's showing me his stat sheet, he's
Okay.
pretty much asking for it, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm asking for
Show
it.
me a clip.
Well, what are you then? What are you? Are you less than me? He is! I know more about religion than Owain.
I bet he knows more about his religion.
Yeah. This guy's just book smart. I'm church smart.
Church smart.
More like church dumb.
Dummy.
Nah, George, cut that out.
It's like a good joke.
Yeah. Synagogue smart.
Hey.
Hey,
There we go.
multicultural.
Nice. 15.
15.
Give him bananas.
Okay, so splitting off from them ever so slightly, you do kind of push into the brush a little bit, with the storm still passing on overhead. You do find some coconuts. You don't find any bananas, though you do spot a couple of kind of almost like ribbed fruits. Fuck off.
Can you elevate your mind?
Just watching you react. Sat there, eyebrows raised, eyes looked at me.
So yes, you do find some. What is your survival?
That's me.
+0.
+0. Yeah, you find this these ribbed green plants of some sort. As well as that, you find just kind of beneath the brush where you kind of pull these green items from. You kind of brush off something quite hard.
You're doing this yourself now, Nathan.
And it takes you a second, but after a moment or two, you realise that this is bone.
Oh! In the jungle?
Mm-hmm.
Should we do you want to go outside and have a little giggle, boys? Do you 5 minutes? We've not seen rain before.
Good.
I'm
Sorry.
fine.
As you're kind of like brushing this, do you inspect it any further? You kind of just it's probably something about about that long, and it's just completely smooth.
No, if I recognise it as bone, then I will call out to those who are better suited at investigating, which is to say Sabine and
Hilden. Yeah. Okay, so as you kind of shout them over,
Sabine, Hilden, there appears to be some remnants here, maybe other
Ooh.
island folk.
Okay. Come take a
she
look.
strides over, and as you've kind of pointed this out, you can make. I would say with this, because you're specifically investigating the bones themselves, this would be a medicine or survival. Your choice.
Can I give advantage to Hilden? Or does it not work like that?
Yeah, you can choose to help Hilden with this.
will add any extra thoughts like, oh yeah, that's how I killed someone before.
It's a good thing you gave her advantage. As she kind of stamps her staff into the ground and just kind of leaves it there, and it remains standing by itself. She gets down, she pulls out some almost like a kind of like a duster, but it's got a very short wooden handle that has these weird carvings in it and like quite harsh bristled brushes, and she kind of like starts swiping it a little bit, and after a moment or two she kind of just digs her hands into the ground and pulls, and as she does, she pulls out what looks like a human leg, like the bone of it. Femur, thank you. She's just kind of looks at it, so this probably isn't good. She kind of like puts it back down and maybe fan out. She starts to like push a little bit deeper into the brush. If you make a investigation check, you can also roll one as well as you're kind of like fanning out a little bit. So
15.
15.
15, something like that.
15. As you all start to spread out a little bit, you start to find more. Some of them, you find one in particular that seems to be scattered around a tree, and the tree itself has had the bark split inwards. Quinn, you find one. Well, what you find is a boulder, and just at the very top of it, you see what looks like a skull that's like cracked outwards. But these are kind of fairly like long deceased, but they are numerous.
I don't like this.
With that, Owain and Ulysses. I'm assuming you're on Torrent. I mean, Monty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joke, mate.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. You continue to push through the brush, and you feel like as you're kind of pushing closer, you in particular, you seem to you almost feel like there's a pulsation of energy. The lightning starts to kind of like flash off quicker and quicker, and you eventually kind of push through a lot of the kind of shrubbery and the brush, and you kind of break out into a bit more of an open area, and it kind of like, this seems to be like the base of like the kind of mountain itself, but it starts to kind of form up, and as it does, you can see that there is kind of like a path that's kind of hewn into the mountain itself, and it does seem to like snake up and kind of passes into like kind of crevasses where it kind of, you lose sight of it a little bit, and it kind of like dips in and you kind of lose sight. But this certainly seems to be like, it's a little bit calmer here. Like it seems like as you came out into this clearing, it's eased off a little bit.
Still raining quite heavily.
Still raining quite heavily. Yeah.
And I'll kind of like, as we're riding, I'll be like, hold on, it's going to get quite steep. And I'll kind of really start like kind of pushing Monty to be like, right, let's go, and kind of, yeah. I think I can telepathically talk to him, and it'll just be saying like, I know this is tough, but we can do this.
Okay. Does a 18 hit either of you?
That's my AC here.
Okay. So as you start to venture a little bit further up and kind of riding, you can hear like a... And at first you think, oh, it's just the wind, but it's like... As you are collided into by a massive chunk of rock that seems to have propelled itself from somewhere in the mountain itself.
That would probably kill Monty outright.
Oh no.
That's alright, it just turns into stardust. Like,
Beautiful boy.
just
Shit, I don't have that
Very
many.
torrent. Sweet boy.
probably not too far from what is
Okay. You will take 33 points of bludgeoning damage.
Holy shit.
As you quite literally have the knock, the wind, the knock wind out of you. As you are somewhat concussed, as this scatters you off of Monty. Does it?
Monty has like 3 hit points.
So Monty kind of like dissipates into like a kind of like a staticky electricity kind of mist, and you two are thrown like almost 10, 15 feet off of him, and just kind of like land on the floor, like wind knocked out of you.
Fuck. Well, I'm trying to like beat my chest a bit, just to be like, oh, come on. Turn around, look for Owain. Is he?
Making my way back to my feet, pull the hammer off my back, and just sort of look around.
Yeah. So as you're kind of taking a bit more defensive stance, you hear a kind of loud, cavernous voice ring out from the mountain itself. I can't do it too loud because I don't want to upset Charlie. But it just
Here we go.
but it just kind of grumbles out. It's like, those who dare approach the mountain will first have to take on me.
I draw the blade from my back.
For you, as you're like, oh wow, yeah, there does appear to be a lot of bodies. You hear that voice echo out throughout pretty much the entirety of the island. Hilden kind of looks at you two and just says, I'll get the others.
Probably
Just
yeah.
starts walking away
Well,
with
I
their staff.
mean, they did say it was a
Herukunin.
personal thing.
Oh.
We can go, I suppose.
Yeah, we probably should. Yeah.
I'll take a bone.
Take a bone.
Yeah, might be carve and take that shit later on.
Okay, so Quinn's got a bone.
To pick.
It's
Cool.
a big one.
Cool.
Hey, is that my sister there?
Yeah, I didn't
got-
get it. Yeah,
He's wound down. He's wound down.
I can run past that. Yeah.
Okay. With Ulysses and Owain, there are a few kind of like rocks and boulders that are kind of smattered around that you could probably take some cover behind. Probably from where you are to the actual start of this like mountain path, you've got probably about 80 feet. So it's up to you if you want to start pushing in now, if you want to hold fire for anybody, or if it's entirely up to you. You do what you got to do.
Try and make some ground, take
Yeah.
cover.
From where we are, where there's like the scatterings of boulders and stuff, if we take kind of cover behind them as we're looking towards the path, is the path up just like bare in terms of like if they chuck another boulder at us, are we dead in? Like,
It's wide enough that you can kind of do a little bit of like a zigzag formation, but it's more or less there's a slight deviation to the curvature of this path, and there's some like outcroppings that come over it. It's not completely hewn into the mountainside itself, but there's a bit of a distance that you will have to make.
okay. What's your movement speed?
30.
30. So when you're within 10 feet from me, 5 feet of me, your speed increases by 10 feet.
Okay.
So we've both got 40. If we double
If we dash,
that movement and then action dash to the foot of the mountain, we can get there in 6 seconds.
Cool. So, as you start to book it, you get to just before where the kind of the foot of the mountain is, and you hear another.
Looking out for it this time.
Yep. I don't think that's gonna hit even with bonuses. That is only a 16.
no.
So as you kind of just make it towards like the foot of the path, you just hear like the ground explode behind you as another boulder like crashes into the ground. But you kind of get yourself onto the path, and kind of there are slight outcroppings where you can kind of like push back against and kind of take shelter for a moment. But as you kind of like look further up, you can see that it does start to curve, and there is a lot of this that is exposed.
Okay. I will shout up. If you seek a challenge, why not welcome it, as opposed to these childish and curlish tactics? If you mean to face us like men.
After a second or two, there's like another kind of barrage of lightning, and you can kind of see that it's actually starting to like hit some of the mountainside and some of the ground that you've just covered from. And the voice kind of rolls out. Good. I welcome it. And see another boulder just kind of smashes onto the floor.
Is that an invitation?
As clear as I've ever had one.
Yeah.
So at this point, you two start kind of hearing this sound of like massive, almost like explosions, but just like this cacophonous like roar, and kind of the sound of like intense stone crashing into the earth itself. You slowly come up to this clearing as you see Ulysses and Owain kind of like just about see them just towards like the base of this like mountain range, as you see like a massive, probably about 10 foot by 10 foot boulder just crashes into the ground.
Oh, fuck that. Can we fly? It's harder to hit.
Sorry, I should have said when I replied to you, I wanted to also cast a spell.
Yeah, what spell did you cast?
Yes, we can fly.
Yeah,
They fly now.
You've done it with like
Prayer of Healing.
Prayer of Healing?
Yeah.
Okay. How long does that take?
That takes. Oh
I don't
fuck.
know if you're into that.
Yeah, that takes 10 minutes. Okay, maybe I don't do that.
Well, like earn into it, okay? So
Cure wounds. I'll go for that. Takes
Sure.
6 seconds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I think Prayer of Healing is more of like a let's have a quick break.
Downtime.
yeah,
Yeah.
9. We get.
Okay. So you heal up 9 hit points, kind of both of you taking shelter against this cave wall, as you, or kind of wall. Fuck it. It's a wall. And still, but like you still feel that kind of pumping of like, you can almost feel that like there is like
Electricity
in your veins. Yeah.
before I suggest the flying thing, obviously I'd look at this situation like from Jersey Shore.
Wait, what?
He's at the top of the mountain. Would flying actually be useful? Like looking at the layout of what's going on. Like, are they going into a cave? Sorry, or are they?
No. So
So
yeah, it's like a path that leads up this mountainside itself, but there are aspects of it that are somewhat sheltered. There are other parts that are completely exposed and kind of run up further in and like almost go into like a summit, which is almost like completely closed off. But yeah, the wind is still pretty heavy. You can see a lot of the trees, as I said, are like kind of bowing slightly, and there is a lot of lightning that's happening.
Actually, maybe don't fly me. Then look up at the shit show of nature.
Oh yes. It might be easier to hit as well.
Yes,
Assuming, of course, there's a malevolent force.
So I guess we push up to the guys.
Yeah. So as you, are you?
Well, I don't know. It's a bit dangerous, isn't it, to run?
I mean, it's up to you if you just full on book it, dash to get over there, or if you want to take a more cautious approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cautious. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hiding under a big palm leaf.
Okay. Well. All right. If I could just get you both to make stealth checks, then. So you're moving slower, but there is the possibility that it isn't aware of you.
Probably bad. 7.
30.
Okay.
I'll take 10 as
Just
things.
dragging you along.
Say 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're taking it slow, you manage to kind of go from rock to rock fairly effortlessly. You, Quinn, as you're kind of running along, your big palm leaf kind of flutters away from you. You kind of grasp it. And as you kind of look away to see where it went, you look back around, you just see and a boulder is flying towards you.
I move out of the way. I step 1 step to the right.
Still roll pretty low, but it's a 16.
Yeah. It's low for these guys. It's very high for me.
Chronal shift
Yeah.
something or something, right?
Yeah, not. Nah, I don't have shield. This would be a big hit.
Vanessa.
Parry it.
Yeah.
Just jump up and like drop kick the boulder. No.
Spin kick.
That is 30 points of bludgeoning damage as you just take it straight in the chest. Just near, you feel like several bones break.
You won't be able to, but you saw Jesus.
And it kind of knocks you down for a second. But you are then able to take cover behind a rock of sorts.
I cast great invisibility on myself. Classic Quinn.
All right. So, just get rid of that. So, from your perspective, Sabine, you kind of like take a second, see Quinn just get almost destroyed by a boulder, which, to be fair, the boulder itself is almost the same size as him. So to see him like take it and still kind of push himself back up, pretty impressive. Just turns invisible.
That's hot.
Just disappears, and you just see slight footsteps in like the dirt.
I'm just thinking like, good thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not being stealthy anymore. No, now I'm running.
Okay. So from this point now, I'd say we roll initiative, as we're all in the same vicinity now. So yeah, go ahead.
11 for me.
It's 12 for me.
19. No, 19.
So what were the initiatives again? Sorry.
It's 12 from me, Daddy.
Okay, so 15 to 20.
19.
10 to 15.
That'll be 11 for me.
12 for me.
And then Queen in the rear.
Always. 8.
Well, we don't have all red promise. So we got Hilden coming up.
Hope so.
So she's getting the others. to leave us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm brought back
Ding,
the
ding.
sugar.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's
Shit.
back to the ship.
This island's our home now.
Brave the storm.
Okay. So we'll say at this point, Quinn, you're invisible. You're hiding behind a rock, so you will have currently 3/4 cover. And then you two are currently out of direct sight. So currently you're all relatively safe in where you are. So
Have we spotted them?
right, okay. So as you're the only one that's
Trying to
out
replicate
in
the
the
thunder.
open,
Oh,
um,
a jump scare. It's the one.
does an 18 hit?
Shield.
Shield?
If that
Shield.
would work.
Yeah. So
Stunning.
Don't have additional AC because he's in cover.
yeah.
What would that be
So
plus then? I'm on 15 without any.
then that's a 20 in total. Because 3/4 cover gives you +5.
Sorry, yeah. No, so that doesn't hit.
Okay, so you again hear this like rocketing sound as you kind of look up and curl
shit.
into a ball as much as you can, as it like a cascade of like broken bits of rock come scattering around where you are, but does not hit you.
I know that this thing knows where I am.
You're up next though.
Right. On that note, let's go ahead and cast a Spellielli. Second level invisibility on myself.
So we still don't know that they're there.
Oh yeah.
And then whilst still in cover, oh no, I feel like I'm metagaming now. I would say, guys, we're here. Just so you're aware.
Sure.
We're in this.
I'm sure that will help you.
So with my invisibility, can I peek out, see where the next bit of cover is, and also look for this thing that's throwing shit as an action?
So you use your action to go invisible.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So you got your bonus action and then your movement.
I'll just move and then hide a bit further up then.
Yeah. So we'll say that as you guys came into the clearing, you moved about 30 feet. So if you were to use your bonus action to dash, then use your movement. That would get you to roughly where these guys are.
Yeah, fuck it, I'm invisible, I don't need to hide again. He says. Yeah.
Cool. So you come sprinting over, and you guys, as you're like taking shelter, you can just see these little footsteps go.
Hey guys!
Whoa!
I'm also here too.
Well, you're still probably about halfway.
because
Yeah, because she's
you've got
gone
a
ahead of
name.
the initiative. Yeah.
That's like, yeah, who have you fucked off now?
The mountain?
Great.
Yeah.
We're
He's not
fighting a
in the
mountain.
show.
Yeah, them just being covered.
Cool. Okay. Next up is Owain.
What can I see from where I am?
At the moment, I mean, unless you want to kind of specifically use your action to try and see something in particular, it's just a jagged path that leads up this mountain. A heck of a lot of lightning, a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and Ulysses with a bunch of blood coming out of his nose to the right of you.
Badass.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. Okay, I'm gonna. In the nearest 30 feet, can I see any sort of cover?
So from where you are now, this kind of like outcropping that covers you, kind of look to your left that kind of leads further up the path, and there is roughly about 30 feet or so, about 40 feet of just clear, like exposed area before the next area of cover.
Okay, I'm just gonna dash to the next bit of cover.
Okay.
And when I'm there, can I do a perception check? Or will I be covered under action?
Yeah, so if you want to dash, that would be your action.
Okay, I'll do that, and can I at least call back for the sake of RP?
Sure.
And maybe you can hear me? seems as if the coast is clear.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. So yeah, so you get to the next bit of outcropping. This one a little bit less. There's probably enough room for just 2 people before it kind of there's not enough room for anybody else essentially, and then there would be another dash or so to the next bit. But next up is Ulysses.
Having heard that, I will peek out, and then how far did you say it was?
About 40 feet.
Okay, so yeah, you wouldn't have needed to dash because you started within 5 feet of me.
Oh fuck yeah.
So that's just your
Fuck.
movement. So I'll take my movement up to where he is, and then I'll use my action to try and peek and see what it is that's throwing boulders.
Yeah, make a perception check.
15.
15. From your perspective, it's kind of hard to see specifically anything in particular. Like it's a lot of kind of the same color terrain, like lots of greys, lots of blacks and like melted whites. But they do seem to, the actual boulders themselves seem to be coming directly from the summit itself.
Right. So there's the lift and then lobbing out.
Seems like it.
Cool.
Yeah. But you do see that around the clearing and around this mountain itself, there almost seems to be like that the wind is picking up around
Like a
this
wind
area,
tunnel,
like a
kind of.
wind tunnel almost. Yeah.
Seeing that, I'll give Owain a nudge. I'll be like, tell me this isn't some kind of divinity.
There is a faithful presence here. It's not one that I'm used to, but this must be what it's all about for you. I'm very excited for you.
Well, we have to get there first. That's my turn.
Cool. Quinn. Out in the open, but invisible as all hell.
Time.
It's a heavy rain. You start to see like a silhouette.
Yeah.
And
It's a very invisible man.
If you can see invisibility, a very miserable looking Quinn in the rain. Yeah, Charlie Brown in it up the hill.
Collapses at the end.
Just like what's his face?
Michael Cera.
Yeah, that's the one.
George Michael.
Yeah.
George Michael.
How far? Oh, I don't know how far away do I? Oh, I'll just dash forward, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah, until I see people. So I head towards them.
Movement and action to get you within range of.
Yeah.
There's nobody there anymore, technically. You're there, but you don't know that. So you get to this little bit of outcropping that kind of shelters somewhat from the summit itself. Still have your bonus action.
Yeah, I never wait
Okay.
stuff.
Alright.
I imagine we awkwardly bump into each other. Oh, hi. Oh, that's your dick.
Whoops! Are we to assume they're
Locked.
following the
Yeah.
path?
They've gone up that way, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know why I'm pointing. You can't see where I'm
See it.
pointing. It's up there.
I'll see you up there, I suppose. Well, perhaps we won't.
Yeah, maybe.
Because of the just spellcaster things.
Okay. Currently, can't see anybody. It is
Yeah, good.
Sabine's turn.
Okay. So looking ahead, I've seen where they've gone.
Yeah, you can see where they've kind of
there's-
they're like kind of bunched up next to each other, and then like it like goes out into like the next length, as it were.
Fuck. And there's no, even. Yeah, I guess I'll just move up then and just hide on the floor as a bonus action. So, yeah.
Sure.
Can I use my action to dash? No. Yeah.
You go.
Yeah. So I'll just get some distance on it and then bonus action at what would that be? 30 feet.
60 feet total.
60 feet
movement, and then
and 60 feet in. If there's nothing to hide behind, just hide.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
As I'm invisible, are there any perks to that?
You get advantage.
Yeah.
Sure.
30.
30. Okay. So you're just on the floor next to them.
Yeah.
So you two see specifically as something invisible just flushed out.
Just go, Quinn?
The spin.
Oh, hey. Good hiding.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I'm sick of this.
We might move on in a bit if you want to get behind the shelter.
Really nice, yeah.
I'll keep a lookout.
Okay. So next up is Owen.
Back.
Oh yes.
So yeah, again, I'm going to peek out and see the nearest shelter point.
So there is a slight outcropping that could probably fit about one person within about 30 feet. The next one is about 60 feet. And that's the next one that actually could give you a decent amount of cover as it starts to bend a little bit and climb a little bit higher.
I'm going to dash that second one.
Okay.
Got 80 feet of movement total.
As you set foot outside of this outcropping, you hear what initially sounds like a cannon going off. And then it suddenly gets a lot lighter. And as you begin to look up, almost rocketing down towards you is a bolt of lightning. I need you, and you to all make dexterity saving throws for me.
You get +4 on saves.
Quinn, you're not there, so you're fine.
The best place to be. Where these people
22.
Was
Okay.
it +4 from you?
Yeah.
Finessed.
16? No. 19.
25.
25. Okay.
Sorry, that's... Need some dice there, mate.
I do actually. I do.
No.
What do you need?
Well, actually, let me see how many I've got.
Let's show this to his eyes.
What's that? Just do it.
Just like turn on and off. So lightning.
I've got another one.
You sure you want to roll that? Ah, what is this?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh.
What are
Okay,
they?
so that is
What D's are they?
Tens.
D's.
No, eights.
D8. Six. Fuck
Black. Are we all ready to get started? Ah, fuck.
Two?
Two. I'm just about to start a team score. Let's call you back.
I can't see Jack.
so. As you all succeeded, you only take 20 points of lightning damage. Because you have evasion, you take none. So,
Literally, that's the noise.
surprisingly, lying flat actually allowed the current of electricity to flow through your body and disperse into the ground.
Oh my lord.
Would I drop invisible because I've been hit, or would I not because of the damage?
Yeah, you haven't taken any damage, so
Okay.
yeah. You two feel electricity rock through your body.
It's like a steam. coming
Horrible
off.
taste in my mouth.
Yep.
Yeah. From the underneath the armor, you just see steam begin
Yeah.
to rise.
But sure, go ahead with your turn.
Well, I was just dashing to the
So
next
you dash
other
and
point.
you make it way to the next kind of like the almost like bend, and as it starts to bend, that's where like the kind of the outcropping crops over a little bit. You see like almost like a complete stretch of open pathway ahead of you.
And that was 60 feet, yeah?
80.
80.
Well, 80
sorry, I
feet is
think
what
it
you had.
Yeah,
60
about
feet is
60
like the
was the next
Yeah.
point. So, bonus action, I'm going to use healing
Your
words.
bonus would be to dash.
Yeah.
It's 40 feet of movement with my bonus.
Okay. Well, then I'm just chilling.
You're just chilling, so you book it, kind of your body, kind of a lot of your muscles like locked up, but you managed to make it to the next outcropping. Very good. I keep forgetting, there's only like 4 of you.
Yeah. Not the next, but the...
Yeah, it's me next to him.
Ulysses.
I will mimic that. And sword drawn.
Booking it, yeah.
Full sprint, and I've got a baseball slide into the outcrop.
So nothing happens to you this particular time. And you're sliding alongside Owen.
You're dashing as well, are you?
Yeah. And I'll be sick a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
DM, how meta is it to remind other players what other characters can do if they've seen them do it?
Like 1,000 times.
Yeah, in recent memory.
Not that meta. I mean, if it is something that you've never cast before, then yeah, sure, it'd be like weird that they would know that. But if it's something that they've seen you cast, then
I've cast this before.
Yeah.
Ulysses has seen it more actually, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
but it would still be the sort of thing that you'd probably have to like convey to them.
don't worry about it. Maybe that's enough.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm going to assume it's like Dimension Door or something.
Yeah. Just let me trivialise the encounter already.
Okay.
I've got something in mind for my next turn that means I'm not moving. So
Oh, good. Okay,
yeah.
sure.
There you go. All right. So that's your turn.
I can't do anything else because that was action, bonus action.
You got your action because you'd have your movement speed anyway.
Can I? But I can't bonus that. My action's to death.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry. Anything with your bonus action?
Not this time.
Right.
But my channel divinity at the moment is Peerless Athlete, which means my jump distance increases by 10 feet. So that might come in handy.
Yeah. I can make some distance.
Yeah.
All right. Quinn, it's your turn. Same thing again. Yeah. So you run over to the next bit. So that was a 40-foot distance.
Who's there then?
Nobody is there at the moment, but you do see like scorched earth, and then you just see
Go
the
around it.
slight outlining pressure.
I do have a quick look around to make sure like there's not like her belongings have just been like exploded, discarded everywhere, and then go, she's probably okay.
Yeah.
I step around it just in case that's the spot that always gets hit, and then continue running on. And also I Naruto run when I'm invisible because no one can see.
Exactly.
Turns
So
out
you're not
it is.
embarrassed.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So with your movement and
Still
your
see.
You would if you would.
with your movement and your action to move, that gets you like 20 feet towards the next outcropping. So yeah, from there you're only 40 feet away from that one because that was 60 feet distance.
Can I see anybody?
You can see Ulysses and Owain just kind of huddled together, a little bit of steam rising off of them, slight sparks here and there.
Is everyone okay?
Getting there.
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Oh.
Don't laugh.
Okay,
I'm just happy you're here.
back to the top. Let's see.
Says through like heaving breaths.
And a
So luckily it doesn't get its lightning strike back. Okay. It's going to carry on. Sabine, it's your turn.
After the fuckery of last time, although it didn't hurt her, she's going to move up again, but she's just going to stay a little bit away from everyone else. She's just going to separate. She's going to, even if it is just lying down on the floor again.
Yeah, so from where you are, it's 60 feet to the next outcropping, so you can either wait a little bit away from them.
Is it like quite a straight, like short, like thin road then? That we don't
probably
go
about
on the
like-
same part, like close.
Like 15 feet wide.
I wouldn't know what the range of it is. So let's just go 15 feet across from there.
Because you can use your movement, action, and dash if you want to. You can make ground if you want.
Let's do it. Push. No, bonus action height. So
Okay.
whatever the minus of that would be. So
Sure.
action and movement. So that's what.
So your movement speed's 30. Yeah, so that's 60 feet. So you get to the next. You can either get to the next outcropping, or you can hold back a little bit.
Can I get to it, but then as far to the side from them as possible? Are they in the middle of the path?
They're like right on the left. So the bit that they're at is a bit of a bend in the road.
Okay.
In the path. So you could get like 15 feet against the other wall as it like kind of crops up and curves back onto itself.
Yeah, let's do that. Then
Okay.
right there.
Sure. Make a stealth check. with
Still advantage because still.
Still hided.
Not the 3. No. But we will take 27.
27.
Ajou.
Zooba, zooba, zoo.
I won't read into it. I just will.
Okay. Owain, it is your turn.
Cool. Hello. I'm just going to do a little perception check right quick. Just to look up.
Action.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Make a perception check.
11.
11. Again, similar to you had a look earlier, didn't you? Similar to what Ulysses saw. As you're getting like higher up, the actual incline is getting steeper, so it is becoming harder to actually see closer to the summit itself. You can see that the path ahead of you this time now is probably about 80 foot distance. And then it again starts to curve back up, and then it seems to, like, that's about as much as you can see from where you are, your angle. You can see just towards like the actual clearing itself, you can start to see people popping out from the brush.
Okay.
But that's as much as you can see currently.
I'll turn to Ulysses and perform a healing word at first, just to give him a bit of HP back.
So, just so you know, Cure Wounds does heal more because you can touch them.
But he's used his action.
Yeah, I've used my action.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Just so you know.
Well,
Quid's dead, just so you know.
Yeah, fair.
if I could ever fucking see him.
Spell.
Slightest provocation.
5.
Thank you.
No.
25 to hit. It deals 100 damage.
Oh shit!
Cool. So you're healed up and you're holding fire?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're up. Ulysses.
I will kind of, having heard that healing word, kind of look and kind of smile, and just like grab the side of my arm, like the kind of collar of the armour, and pump a bunch of lay on hands onto myself, and just kind of say, I don't know how you're doing, but thank you. That helped a lot.
This is your fight, my friend.
Okay, that's a lot of them, but that's fine. That's my action. I don't have a bonus action just yet. But yeah, kind of there's almost like electric kind of current that like shoots across the armour and kind of down the back of my cloak. I'll kind of crack my back and okay. And I'm like ready to go, but I don't do it.
Cool. Yeah, sorry, Quinn.
Continue to catch up, but they are 40 foot away, aren't
So it's really help if I had got my map up. I was like, that won't happen. So I think they were 40 feet away from you at the time.
Yeah, then the other one moved.
Yeah. So at this point now, they're now
40 foot.
sure. Yeah, 40 foot. There's too many numbers.
This stuff's always tricky. In which case I'll dash up, but keep a distance between seeing. You didn't fall, did you? Or did you? No.
Yeah.
So being there, but you didn't see.
You're visible anyway.
Probably would have noticed some dirt moving as she said that.
Yeah. Spin. Well, can we? So what can we see looking up the path and stuff? That's what I want to know.
Well, just based on what everybody has kind of rolled so far for actually taking the time to actually have a look around, it's more or less just a single path that seems to lead slowly up, slowly kind of breaks off from your view as it kind of bends over to where the summit is. Just the weather itself in the vicinity just is gradually getting worse.
Can I see the summit?
You can see like where the top of the mountain kind of like ends. It doesn't climb any further, and that's about as much as you can see.
And how far away is that?
So roughly from where you are,
Yeah.
probably a few hundred feet.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. Eyeballing it, looking at a mountain and being like, yeah, that's roughly that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll approach and say, hello, it's Quinn here. I'm also invisible.
Hello, Quinn.
Don't be surprised. First, what do I need to watch out of? Because I got hit by a rock and a hat.
Rocks and lightning.
And lightning too, okay.
As you say that, you see one of those rocks fly out and you kind of like watch it go and like smash into someone down back in the clearing.
Oh, there's a person there.
There's a few people there.
Oh,
The rest of the crew.
Oh.
So I'll get to
Not Hilton.
Okay. In which case, then I'll use no action, just 30 foot max to get within 10 feet of them. Have this discussion. When they talk about lightning, I get lower. Well, I'm probably already not as tall as either of these two.
Yeah.
But I make sure I'm not as tall as these two.
clad in metal.
Get down.
In this thunderstorm.
They
Superconductors.
And then I will point, following that arc, I will point and cast message. A creature within range. Is that thing that just got hit by the boulder moving?
And what was the range on it?
120.
Probably just on the cusp.
But is the creature that got hit by the boulder moving, or is it not moving?
Kind of hard to tell from this distance.
I'll give it a shot. I'll cast message and say, "There's more boulders." Excuse the timing. And also lightning strikes. Tell everybody and hope that they get it. And
Just,
then just continue to slowly slink down onto the floor. And also, oh, and then say, "Oh, I can get us to the summit. Whoever wants to go, probably Ulysses."
Yes, that would be.
It's invisible. If that would be easy, if that's presumably where you're trying to get to.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Do you have the means of making a swift escape?
Yes.
From the top. Okay. I couldn't bear the thought of any of you getting hurt on my account.
That's good to know.
Okay, so that 6 seconds happens. You get a response from your
Oh, okay.
message. Just comes through. Okay. Thank you.
Do you recognise the voice, or is it just like some
It
scroll?
sounds like Hilden.
Sweet.
Hilton just ate shit, everybody.
Druid suck too. Fucking wizard boy.
Yeah, they turn into something what's big and has loads of health points and can fly and not get hit by boulders. Turn her into that space wave.
Flying to ask.
Yeah.
Right. Okie dokie. Got rid of that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Nothing immediately happens. You were 15 feet away, and you were how far away?
From these guys, like 10 foot.
10 foot. Okay. So next up is Sabine. So you're just on this bend, so they're a little bit at a slight incline from where you are. But yeah, everybody's kind of in this general corner here before it curves up, and then probably even if you just had a quick glance, you can see there's like an 80-foot, like relatively, like it's almost like various boulders have come through before and like just shattered through whatever rock outcroppings there were.
It's just like a mess of just rock.
Yeah.
Guess I'll carry on doing what I'm doing. Push up and hide. I wouldn't be in range of anything, so yeah. Guess so. 60 feet. Hide. This won't be the good one, will it? This will be the one where it's a 2 nat ones.
What are the odds?
14 plus 11, so 25. Yeah.
Okay.
As you just hear sprinting. Guys, I'm pushing up.
Okay. Cool. All right. Next up is Owen.
Next cover point was 80 feet, did you say?
About 80 feet. Yep.
We'll go for it.
When you step out. Another crackle in the air. I need you, and you.
Oh no!
Yep. So I was asking how far away you were. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws for
So
me.
a natural 20 for me.
Hey.
20.
And do we get +4?
Plus 4, yeah.
Within.
For a total of 27.
What's the range of your
speed?
Oh yeah.
10. Oh no, so I've got 2 features. You've got Aura of Alacrity, which is you get an additional 10 feet of speed if you're within 5 feet of me. And then Aura of Protection is anyone within 10 feet gets a +4 bonus.
So you get that.
Beautiful.
What was the save?
Well, tell me what you got.
Dex.
No.
Oh, Dex. Yeah.
Do I
17.
do I get the cool thing that Sabine gets if I get a nat 20?
You do
No.
not. No.
Just half.
+4.
Plus
Yeah.
4, yeah. Plus to whatever you're on.
Chronal shit! Yay! 21.
21.
Hey man.
What the fuck is that?
Hoppers.
That's a good use of chronal shit.
Yeah.
What was it before for the purpose of the tape?
I rolled a 2. So in less than 10 easily in total.
No.
Gonna need it.
Ooh, did not roll well that one. For everybody that succeeded, that is
What was the DC?
17. So that is 19 points of lightning damage to you. As once again, as soon as you step out, the sky itself seems to open up, and out of the storm kind of rockets a bolt of lightning straight towards you, Owain.
I didn't know as bad as last time. Only by a point. I'll take a point. I'll take a point of HP.
Okay, so Owain, as you stepped out, you are suddenly struck by this searing bolt of lightning that rocks through your body. What do you do?
Fucking
Come.
yeah. Freak out. Can I still attempt to move to the next?
Yeah?
Yeah. Just I can't deflect it or anything like that. Try and shrug it off and move on.
Sure. So, movement speed? 30 feet?
80 if I'm near.
Well, it's 40 and then...
Well,
you're
to
dashing.
dash, yeah.
So you get 40 feet, and then you get another 30 feet because you use your
Because I'm out
action.
of the way, yeah.
So then you're 10 feet away. So unless you wanted to try and make like an athletics check to try and make the distance to jump, then you can certainly try that.
I'll do that.
That'd be you.
An athletics check.
Okay.
Full on jump onto my stomach.
You
Probably less than 1 foot. Yeah.
yeah, you run and you make the jump, but a lot of the kind of the loosened rocks kind of catch your feet a little bit, and as you jump, you kind of land just on the kind of outcropping itself. It's about a 50-50 if you are obfuscated from this creature's sight.
Okay. That's what I can do at the moment.
Ulysses.
Using my 80 feet of movement, stride up, alongside Owain. I can just, I was going to ask, is there anything I can do to kind of like scooch him along as I come past, but
Yeah, if you
my action, bonus action to move and get that far. No, not really.
Yeah. So you kind of get there, and you, like, as you kind of run past him, you can see, like, as you're coming up, you see him, like, try to jump to make the distance, but, like, kind of not fully get all the way, and you get into this outcropping, and you're like,
They're like with my hand
sketchy.
out,
Come on.
and I'm just holding it out, like, come on. But yeah, they're like, oh.
Trying to do a snake.
Quinn.
Well, they bloody run away now.
Oh shit.
Fucking take myself to the summit.
Can if you want.
Forgot about that, I'm sorry.
You're invisible, aren't you?
Yeah, it'd probably be right, and I might be able to, like, say no.
I'd put it down to my not understanding how magic works and thinking I probably need to be closer for him to be able to do it.
You underestimate my power.
Don't try it.
Does it look like these rocks coming from somewhere or some way further down?
Roughly.
This could kill Quinn.
Let's hope not.
If you teleport up to that
Yeah.
and you stay invisible,
Yeah.
probably won't know you there. Dimension Door doesn't have any visual, like,
Especially if I'm
Nightcrawler-esque boomps, does it?
probably opens some kind of.
Yeah, it opens up.
I keep on just tapping your foot. Just yeah.
Sorry, they're all over the place.
It's all good.
Yeah, well,
Oh yeah, it's just you teleport, so I guess it's the DM's choice, but I am invisible.
Yeah, it just says you arrive at exactly the spot desired. Like, I guess the flavour is because it's called Dimension Door. It's like, oh, it opens a doorway, but yeah, it doesn't specifically say that.
Invisible door.
Yeah.
I like to imagine with Quinn, it's just folding space-time.
Yeah, I bend
Yeah.
and just take one step forward and yeah. Yeah, fuck it. I don't mention doors to the top.
Cool. So you,
How far away are we from the top now?
at this point now, you're probably just over halfway. You've probably got like another couple of stretches to get to the actual top of this mountain. You, as you teleport to the top, I will say you can't see specifically where it is, so you're just going to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Visualising the top of the mountain.
Yeah, you're visualizing the top of the mountain, which you've never seen before, but you're visualizing the top.
Looks like a little couple of pixels of black, I guess.
So as you teleport up there, you do drop a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a massive amount, but enough to make you. And as you do, you kind of catch yourself and you like look up, and you can see that you're almost in like the crater of what looks like essentially where the impact of lightning has happened, and it seems to have like caused a blackened pit in the very top of this mountain. You see that there is like quite a large structure that is kind of formed into the side of where part of the kind of lightning has struck it, and there's this quite a large table, and kind of hear some heavy breathing behind you, and as you kind of like turn around, you see this large, probably almost like 20 feet tall giant, but he has this kind of large belt attached to him. He's got this massive great sword kind of dangling off his waist, and there is just like a slight crackling energy kind of almost all around you in this area, but he is like at an angle. Well, you can't see what his point of view is, but there's various outcroppings that he's like looking down from.
Okay.
But yeah.
It looks like one mean MF.
Yes. Yeah. The electricity itself is like almost like crawling across his skin. His like dark grey skin, kind of like long flowing white hair and white beard.
Okay. I'll think about what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I bet you will.
Excuse me, sir.
Could you stop?
Please stop. You're hurting me and my friends.
Speaking of which, Sabine, as you are there, okay. What's your AC?
15.
15. Okay. So, as you're lying there,
Is it the outcropping I'm at now, or not quite? I remember I was
yeah, you were at the outcropping, and then
pushed up by 60, so I'm not quite at the bit these guys are at.
yeah.
Yeah.
But had you laid down, or were you just standing up? Just for flavour's sake.
Oh, let's say at this point, kind of crouching, like low.
Okay. So as you're crouching low, Somehow this creature must have seen something. Maybe it was your footprints in the dirt, or perhaps it was just a scuttling of stones. But it sees you, and it launches a boulder at you, which is a 17
to hit.
Yep.
If I use shield, I'll lose invisibility. Yeah, shield.
Okay.
Just like
Once again,
like
and as you cast this shield, you are still pushed a little by the sheer impact of this boulder as it smashes into your shield. Ulysses and Owen, you kind of like turn around and there's a shield that comes up, and then kind of Sabine then materializes as this boulder like scatters across and like pushes Sabine kind of almost close to where the kind of roadside drops off, where it's been like slowly degraded by various stones coming down. But luckily you don't take any damage. And
she's just stood there. You just look at her. She's like
Behind this boulder that's just gone.
Yeah.
broken.
They're
Up.
just like.
And I think what we'll do is we will end it there, just because my iPad's about to run out of juice, and if we carry on, this could get very long. So we'll end it there. I will make a note of where everybody is, and gives you some time, download, to think about what you're going to do, and hopefully we'll have Tim.
Yeah.
But this will be in three weeks.
4 weeks. Well, this episode will be in 2 weeks' time.
But then in 3 weeks we'll record the next one.
Yeah.
4 weeks.
4 weeks record the next one, so in
Because we're every 2 weeks, right? So we miss a week.
in 6 weeks,
Yes.
once this is out, will be the next episode.
Oh wow. Good lord.
But we'll have something in between.
Yes. We will have something in between for all you lovely people out there. So, yeah, thank you very much for joining in. Turn this down a little bit. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for sticking with us. I hope you're enjoying the campaign. As always, hit us up on the various social medias, Instagram, Twitter. Don't forget that competition. Win all of the key to my flat, Mac charger,
Mac, yeah.
SIM ejector.
Yep.
Hit us up on Spotify, all those other platforms, Dad Bod
Several.
Podcast,
Wobblecast.
Wobblecast, yeah.
Overcast, Anchor,
Spanker.
Trace Speaker.
SoundCloud, whatever that is now.
Yeah.
Modbox.
Modbox,
Lodestone.
Loads,
Hearthstone.
Yeah. Treadstone.
HSOG,
RSS feed.
RSS
I'll never
feeds.
forget.
Yeah,
Syndicated.
Dump Nut.
I think there's like a Pornhub upload every couple of months.
And then of course, don't forget to check out our sister but unaffiliated podcast run by Dan Lowe, Thinking Critically, for crunchy mechanics. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.